Well, hello, welcome to Guitar Lesson 9. In this guitar lesson, we want to talk about capo usage. I've taught, up to this point, I've taught most of the chords that you need to know to play in the key of G. And those chords, basic chords are going to be G, C, and D, obviously, but we talked about E minor and G7 and D7 and A7 and A minor and things like that. And that kind of gives you a good start on most songs. And now I want to talk about using a capo for changing the key. And that'll become very useful. Now I have two capos. One, this is the one I tend to use on this guitar these days. It's just easier. This is your capo. This is a nice capo, the D'Addario capo. It's got an adjustable spring, so you adjust your tension. The goal when you're putting a capo on is you put it behind the fret, and that I just changed the key. And you can adjust the tension so that it presses the strings, you get clear notes and no rattles, and that way you don't have more tension than you necessarily need on the D'Addario, and it's a very good capo. So, but there any kind of capo will do the job. So that's the idea. I'm not saying you need a capo like this one. It's spring loaded that fits around the back of the neck of the guitar, and its real purpose is it's easy to adjust and to change, and I'll show that in a moment. But if we just start thinking about a lot of the chords we know, and so if we start with a G, then we go to G7, to a C, and then we do an A7 leading to a D. Those could be the chords for an old song like Amazing Grace. And it's kind of low for me down here, but we'll go through that and then I'll just show how we can do key changes. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I found. Was blind, but now I see. So that's the song in the key of G. That's not a very good key for me. So how do I find a key that's better? I can start moving the capo. And so this one, I just slide it like that with my thumb, and I've moved it. And so now I've gone one fret up. There's a bunch of music theory behind all of that in terms of steps and half steps, which I understand. However, what you need to know, if you can memorize this and write it down even, once I capo one and I'm using G chords, I've changed the key to A flat. And so then I could try the song, in A flat. And then let's say, well, it's still a little low or something. I want to try a different key. I just move my capo. If I was using this capo, I'd take it off and I'd put it on like that. Now I'm at the second fret. And what you want to remember, I've changed the key from A flat to A. And once again, same chords. And you can go up like that. And so I'm going to name each key, and we'll go up we'll go up as far as a person normally would need to, and maybe a little farther just to have the discussion. So um, same thing. I'm looking for a key for my vocals that fit better, or someone says we're doing this old song, and let's say they want to do it in B flat. Well, I know that's the 3rd fret, so I just move my capo to the 3rd fret, and I was on the 2nd. I just went up one more. 3rd fret is B flat. And so if you're making notes, that'd be really good, memorizing that. It's a great thing to know. And it's the same chord. So I'm playing the same chords. I'm just moving the capo. And that's how you learn to play in different keys if you only know the G chords. And if I go up to the 4th fret, I'm no longer in B flat because it's not flat, it's natural. I'm in B. And that works. Now I can go up to the 5th fret very comfortably, and that puts me in the key of C. And I can play in the key of C here. Now I don't normally capo at the 5th fret. A lot of people do, and it's perfectly all right. I've been playing guitar a long time, since 1971, and I can play the key of C without going to the 5th fret. I can play the C chords. I haven't taught anyone that yet. We will learn it. But I would tend to stay open and play in C. Unless you have a couple guitars together, then what's nice is, let's say someone wants to play in the key of C and their hand is down here, and you come up here and you play in the key of G. You're actually in the same key because of your capo, and both guitars sound a little different, and it's really quite pleasant to do that. So that's capo 5. Now, for someone who doesn't know how to play a lot of chords yet, and you're doing G chords, you can go up. If someone says we're in C sharp, you go up one more. That's C sharp. And you're on the 6th fret. And let's say you don't know how to play D, but that's coming. Our very next lesson will start with the chords that belong in the key of D. And you already know a lot of them. And so that's good news. It's you already know chords, you know D, you know G, and you know A7. Those are chords that are used in the key of D. So you're already ahead of the game. But until that point, if you have to play in D, you go up to number 7, and you're getting way up the guitar neck though. Now, as you get up the guitar neck, we call it up because you're getting higher in tone. The frets get closer together, and it's a little more work. So most people don't capo at the 7th fret, though it has a purpose. One is someone that doesn't know how to play in the key of D yet might do that. The other is you could do the same thing. Someone could be down here playing in the key of D. Someone could be up here playing G chords. We haven't gotten there. We'll do that when we learn our C chords and D chords, etc. But if you were capoed at the 2nd fret playing C chords, that's also D. So you could have 3 guitars in one key. I don't want to complicate that. Right now, A flat, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, sometimes called D flat, and D. You memorize that. Now, if you want to go up, I'll go up a little further just so you can know what it does. That becomes E flat. All right, you're now at the 8th fret. And there's not a lot of room back here for my hand because I'm up against the heel of the guitar neck. But you could go, let's say one more, and you're in E. So it gets a little silly when you go up that far, honestly. So we'll just start over and open. Open is G. And we'll do it with this other capo so we can see it work. So open, you're in the key of G with your G chord. Capo, A flat. Capo 2, A. Capo 3, B flat. Capo 4, B. Capo 5, C. And then we'll go up a little further, just 6 is C sharp or D flat, and 7 we'll call D. And that's generally enough. My personal recommendation is not to capo much past the 5th fret. I don't. It's okay if you need a real high sound, and that would be the purpose of it, is if I wanted a real high-pitched sound, I might capo up here for G, because it has a different sound than it would if I was capoing down here for D. And it has a purpose, but I probably wouldn't go up there for any other reason. But until you learn. And that's the beauty of the capo. You've now got at least 5 to, or 6 really, 6 to 8 keys that you can play or sing in with only knowing the chords in the key of G. So at the next lesson, we'll start with what chords are used in the key of D. We'll refresh ourselves on the ones we already know. And then we'll learn ones we need to know. And we'll kind of work through a similar concept. Then we'll talk about capo usage with the key of D, which won't take that long because we've already talked about capo usage. And then we'll go to C chords. We'll learn the chords that tend to be in the key of C and talk about capo usage there. And that's a lot of information for a beginning guitar player. If you learn that, you'll be able to go into most settings and play along with the guitar without any problem. So I hope you enjoy this lesson, and the Lord bless you in your process.